Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for coming to the Garden Quilt and Art Show. And I am Auntie Ellen. And my information is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. My name is Ellen Pankey. I am a great grandmother, a mother, aunt. I think I'm looking at the wrong scrolling. Let me look again and see, because this is not the one that has my name in it. I changed things around. The channel name is GQUAT, GQUAT Traditions, and banners. Hold on one second. Banners. Okay. Oh, media assets, maybe. Oh, I will change it later then. That is. Actually, I will change it now. Hi, current ticker. Go to banners. Maybe I'll find it. Hold on 1 minute, you guys. I don't know why I can't. Hey, Mr. Hershey, no thank you. No thank you, sweetie. Okay, I'll just go to Hey, Sissy, Joanne Stevens, and everyone in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I took the complete banner down. My sister's pink hand waving. Okay. I am monkeying around at the last minute. I shouldn't be. But there's Garden Quilt and Art Show. But I don't. Oh, my 5 banners. Here they are. Okay, this is the one I want to show. Welcome to Garden Quilt and Art Show, a variety channel featuring 6 living generations of gardening, scratch cooking, quilting, DIY, visual arts and crafts. My name is Ellen Pankey, and I am a daughter, sister, great great grandmother, and chief family storyteller, content creator, and writer. Right, this is my email address. The website, if you'd like to check it out, is GQUATTRADITIONZS.com. I am on Facebook and LinkedIn. Even though I am retired, I am still an honored, respected member of the employed community. Juanita Campbell, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maria Graham, welcome, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. So don't forget to give the thumbs up. I would like to thank the channel members. I'm working on a new shout out to recognize those who are paid supporters of the Friends and Family Club. It does help support some of the missions of the channel and some of the good works that we do. Most are paid out of my pocket, out of my little retirement money, but I'm happy to do that. I'm actually going to work on a low budget project today. I'm going to finish it and to show each of you how you can make things. Things that are handmade are appreciated forever. And a couple people told me when I've lately gifted handmade gifts that the best part was that I have to highlight this. This is funny. Was that I signed my name to it. So I am a respected member of the fiber arts community. I used to have a pretty big studio, 1,500 square feet. I've shown it live before. Some of you have seen it, but I've downsized to like 150 feet plus storage. And it's mostly vertical storage going up to the ceiling. But wait, I don't know if I said hello to those in the bushes because it's 1 o'clock on the West Coast and I know you guys are working. This is funny. When I do the least amount, I had somebody present backstage when it was time to go live, and I just grabbed the spray bottle. This is funny, with leave-in conditioner in it because I took a little trip earlier this morning, then looked at my garden. Hey, Mike, Tampa, the crafty queen. How you doing down there in Florida? Haven't seen you in a minute. I'm happy to see you now. Talking about hair and my journey to dreadlocks or family locks. I don't know what you call them, but all I did just now was take some water and fluff it up and fluff it up. And that's about all she wrote. I thank each of you for coming in. Did I thank the moderators, those in the bushes, the subscribers, and just everybody who supports the channel? It's funny that Maria thinks my hair looks great. Everybody thinks it looks great when I do the least to it. I didn't even rub it down to make sure that it wasn't sticking up in places. And I have a tan. I've been out there in that garden for hours at a time. When I'm at Auntie Joanne's house in the desert, I usually I usually go, okay, so I'm looking trying to show, okay. Okay, so now I took that off. I didn't get a tan because I usually work out by the pool, which is shady in the morning and there's an overhang. Out in this garden, I've been actually going out later than I normally do, and I have something so exciting. So, what day was it? Oh, Saturday night, Sunday, whatever day it was, Yankee's sister had her daughter come by and drop off so many plants for my garden. I did a short about it. I posted it today. Maria said, yes, you did. And some of the flowers, she bought out 2 boxes. Some of these she started from seed in December, like some of the tomatoes. I have an Amish paste. I've never owned that. Black cherries, and 4 other varieties of tomatoes. And they were about this big, straight, strong. So my helper and I had containers that we filled. Like when you're doing container gardening, it's like um, multiple step thing, whereas you don't dig in the ground, but you do have to prepare the containers, top them off. They always sink because things are decomposing as they should. And I put eggshells in mine. I saved them all winter, grind them up. I may put magnesium in there, a little something, something before I plant. And so we have been out there. What else did she give me? Geraniums. These are some of the plants. Oh, by the way, I bought like 18 different marigolds. The chipmunks and I don't know, the groundhogs have eaten half of those. I did put a little like screen basket on top of some of them, and guess what? It kept the white butterflies from getting in. I have a couple of my cabbage heads that are unprotected in really big containers, and they are shredded to lace. I have some things to put on there. I didn't sprinkle anything organic. You name some of the things even yet because I want the bees to come and pollinate. So I have a total of like 6, I want to say 10 tomato plants. So we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. Oh, also additional sage. I planted seeds because my first seeds died. I had an oregano plant cucumbers, okra. Oh, and eucalyptus. I've never planted eucalyptus. If it grows, I'm going to try to find some way to preserve it. It might end up co-hosting a spot in Yankee Sister's garage next winter. Mike says he'll be right back. He got a new device and the settings are all off. Tampa, the crafty queen, said that's amazing. Plus, I have perennials from other years. Like, oh my goodness, I have to go look at my list. But I have a lot of stuff. I planted some aloe vera that came from mommy's house. I have the Jamaican sorrel, the Thai basil, regular basil. I have some of the echinacea plants from other years that are actually blooming, borage, whatever, because I have a shady garden, shady with people and animals. I plant what will grow there. And that's a lot of herbs. Something even ate the top of all of my ginger. How low down is that? But I'm going to the farmer's market tomorrow and buy a lot of organic ginger and just leave it inside until it buds and put it in a big flat container. I may, well, this one I put outside because I left it inside when I was in Arizona, and the top of the shoots were like really tall, 2 feet. Well, they're not 2 feet anymore. I don't eat that part. Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner, speaking of critters, sis, I saw your skunk. I was worried you got a little close to him. You can only run so fast on that gimpy leg. I'm not being funny because I have two gimpy ones. And when stuff comes, you got to be out the way. I'm not afraid of most things. I just want to be able to see them first. And I give them their space and I resume mine. So, uh, for those of you who are content creators, if you put exclamation mark GQUAT, you can drop your link. So, okay, I'll leave that up there a while. And Miss Shirley OG goes live at 7 p.m. And she wants to talk about, do you have somebody to watch your garden when you're gone? I did, but when I was in Arizona for a little over a month, but I planted another garden there for Joanne Stevens, my birth sister. And what else? And I have perennials in the garden here. I have irises, big yellow ones for my mother's garden. I have to go dig up a few of the many varieties of purple, some peonies, some lilies from her yard. I have a lot of hosta. Yankee Sister Homestead. Hola, mi amiga bonita. Mil gracias por todo. I was so excited. So her daughter left these two boxes in our secret hiding place. I said, well, put it down, a special place. And she said, they won't fit there. They won't fit there. So I was surprised. I thought maybe there were one or two plants a decent size. Well, as Hands in the Dirt would say, them kids were all in two beds since December. And she had a lot of seedlings in there. Nice, nice sizes, well rooted. I can't wait to see what happens. And then I did get them in the ground. We had several little rainstorms lately, just a little bit here, a little bit there. But God's water with no chlorine in it is just perfect. I usually leave a 2-gallon watering thing with water in it, and I will put like some, what do you call it? Not milk with magnesia. Something in it with magnesium that you soak your feet in. Epsom salt. So that bugs don't want to go in it. If they do, they die with the Epsom salt. Or something something to some fish emulsion, something that I use to plant. So today, let's talk about what segue off of what Miss Shirley's going to talk about later, and let's talk about friendship. Today, I got on the handicap bus and I took my once a month trip with one of my neighbor friends who is like a sister to me. And and I just want to say the most fiercely loyal friend that you can ever have, that you could ever have. And not only does she can watch my garden from above. She's never done any gardening. She knows if somebody she sees somebody in there that's unauthorized, and we do have a camera. But she she does have the extra key to my apartment. So if I'm sick or I cannot do something, hey, Mr. Hershey, you heard me say Auntie Joanne. She can come and take Mr. Hershey out. Look at him. He looks like, oh, what's to say, but something from one of the movies with all the brown hair. I forget the name of it. But she will walk him. She will come and check and lock the place back up and take care of Hershey in case of an emergency. Sometimes you go to have a procedure and something doesn't go right, or you have to have someone there to spend the night with you if you have general anesthesia. So, although there are people in the building, doesn't that count? She will come down and stay with me. So, we took our monthly shopping trip and then waited for the bus. We had a bus driver that we know. We got back into the parking lot, and he was the same driver that picked us up. And I said, "Oh, like when you see the public buses and the supervisors pulling around the bus, well, I know all the cars in the parking lot, and I saw a white car that doesn't belong there and doesn't belong to anybody in my building." So I said, "Is that one of your supervisors checking up on you?" He said, "Yes, yes, it is. Thank you." So my friend and I took the handicap lift with our carts loaded down. So he let the lift down, let us down one at a time, and walked us to the door. We don't usually ask him to walk us to the door. We can do it. It's not that far away. Cheers, thirsty. Do you guys notice my new red lipstick? Mother, I love you. Ego amote. So I spent Sunday. I went to church. I cooked. I was it. Yeah, it was Sunday. It doesn't seem that long ago. I made liver and onions, calf liver. I talked about going to do it, but I actually did it. All night long, I cooked a smoked turkey neck and some collards from the farm, the last of the collards that were kissed by the frost from the Christmas harvest. I cooked the last of those, made a little bit of mashed potatoes so that the liver would have some onion on it, and homemade banana bread with tons and tons and tons of pecans. I don't always put nuts in everything when I take things to the house because there are family members with nut allergies. Mother, Yankee sister, is saying hola. Ego amote. She loves liver and onions. So my the same friend I went to the store with went to BJ's wholesale last week, and she bought a pack of calf liver, and there were 3 slices. And even when you freeze something, you can tell when it's really, really fresh. So the liver was cut thinly, not like big hacked off hunks. And so I cut each piece into 3 smaller pieces so I could saute them quickly. And it was a meal for mommy, it was a meal for me, and one for her. And then I spent about 4 hours with my mom, and one of the things she and I did, for those of you who are crafters, oh, oh, do I have it? Maybe it is in my cart or my basket. So mom was, I didn't hear a clink. It's a big metal size L needle. Gee, mama grows hard in the garden. I saw you out there harvesting herbs and moving things around in your garden. So this is what I started with mom on Sunday. And she was sitting there. The AC is on in the recovery, what do you call it? The nursing rehab. That's what it is. When you're tired, you can't remember the name. Sarah's Happy Hives. I saw you this week. I saw everybody. And I'm watching on TV without my glasses. And even with my glasses, baby, it is not easy. Let me try to pull it up on the phone. My camera noticed some activity, my security camera. So, live chat so I can see what you guys are doing. And when we get um over to the sewing machine, I'm going to try a different camera, you guys. So, I'm working on my technical growth, and it's difficult when I won't say vision impaired per se, because I have 20/20 vision in one eye. Hey, you grow row. Oh, she's saying hi to her. I saw her too. She was pulling up stuff in her garden in back of the house. You grow row was, and she wanted to plant her special tomatoes at the house so that the boogeyman couldn't get an eye on you, grow row. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And guess what? Auntie is going to dance for you. Let me get my dance on. La la la. Okay. Okay, let's try this one. Maybe this one will let me dance. I don't well, I don't know what happened. I have the free version. I switched to, let me see if I can play my dance. Hold on. Hold on. Cause I'm a coming. Hold on. I forgot Sam and Dave, whatever that song was. So maybe that's what Nikki was talking about last night about music. Well, I guess it won't let me share a video clip. So I will just thank you for being my friend. I want to thank you for being my friend today. Hey, Ro, and good luck with all your tomatoes. I got my first Amish paste tomato from Yankee Sister, and it was a really big one. I think it had a few flowers on it. So I was out there shaking it, putting it near a couple or three others, and Unbiased LLC. Thank you for coming, each and every one of you. So, I was telling you about my friend who is so loyal. And when we talk about the things that's going on in the world, the things that are going on in, for example, my building has all denominations, races, ethnic groups. My friend, this dear friend, is that I told you looks out for Mr. Hershey if I'm not able to, and she loves dogs. I'm actually working on a belated birthday gift that I'm going to finish with you all. That's low budget, but I know she will love it. Her birthday was actually June 3rd, which passed. My birthday last year in November, she was crazy sick. So next week we are going out to a friend's luncheon, and I have a gift that I'm going to show her, but I want to show you something else, you guys. Everyone, she is sewing and listening. Unbiased LLC. Hello to anybody I missed that I didn't see you. But I want to show you what else I'm going to give her in addition to the something that is handmade. And that's this little book. It says Friendship is Golden. She and I have different political parties. We have different religions. We just don't talk about those things to each other to each other. And we get along just fine. She had on her crazy looking little Daisy Dukes. She cuts off her sweatpants. And mind you, she is 13 years older than me. No exercise, but it's hot. She wears her shorts. And, today was our day to go shopping. Am I taking her on a private somewhere with me? No, but this is what we do. And we both go to the same rec center that our insurance pays for. What is it? Silver sneakers. So I want to show you this little book that I'm going to fill out the parts for her from the Buck and a Quarter store. I actually bought a couple of these a while ago, and the first page said, "The most wonderful friend I will ever know." She is a wonderful friend, not the only one. We all know that all of you in here are really my friends. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. Somebody asked me, well, what's on my t shirt earlier today? This is the clock tower from my alma mater, Howard University. It is an HBCU, which is an historically black college or university. And I was in the class of 1970. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I graduated college before all of y'all were born. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mike said, yeah, they're trying to force people to upgrade. They getting ready to make me leave again, is what they about to do. About to do, you know? So, and it says from, and I'm going to put my name, Ellen Pankey. I'm going to fill this out before I give it to her. Then it says, who finds a faithful friend finds a treasure. Jewish proverb. I love that because she's Jewish, actually. And then it says, there's a list of all these reasons I am grateful for you. She actually cooks a lot of time, and she brings, that's the one I told you about, the mushy spaghetti. So she makes the marinara sauce, and I make my own al dente pasta. How sweet. Love is the binding thing that we need to put politics and religion differences aside. The world, with when you look at the things that are sent from above or wherever from the universe, you see people like in Texas with the houses floating away. They found like 120 bodies, and there's still almost 200 missing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who knows what difference, whose religion, whose nationality, whose, oh my gosh. I won't even go into details. So I'm going to fill out reasons I am grateful for her. Then this page, mind you, this is $1.25. Such a cute little booklet. She's going to be so thankful. Friendship without self-interest is one of the rare and beautiful things in life. James Francis Burns. And it is. Words are easy like the wind. Faithful, faithful friends are hard to find. You guys are faithful. You guys are faithful. And I appreciate that. I am not looking to have a big channel. I've already worked. I've had the things I'm supposed to have in life. I don't have a lot now due to past really serious health issues I had. I have enough. I have enough. And that's more than enough. And I have enough that I can share sometimes. Won't be money. I don't have a lot of that. But I have other things like love and devotion. It says time isn't what makes a friendship last. It's love and devotion that keeps the tie between Souls by Anonymous. And then this page to be filled out says, I knew we were meant to be friends when. Let me tell you how I met this lady. She didn't live in the building then. And I was walking Mr. Hershey, and I walked by a bench over by the park, and she was sitting there. It may or may have not been during the shutdown. Maybe it was before that. But sorry, allergies. And they there weren't a lot of people on the in the park, so she was sitting there and she petted Mr. Hershey. So then she came by, and I had my daughter's car, and she saw it, and I came out. I think it was the next morning, and there was a little plastic bag tied or stuck under the windshield wiper, and in it were a couple of dog treats and a couple of toys. And that's how we met. And to this day, she buys him treats. I have to tell her to stop. Hershey is 12 now and doesn't digest the ones that have leather and all that stuff. It really upsets his stomach. So the only ones he can have seemingly are the ones that are natural, that are homemade, like Milkbone and the different flavors. So I have to tell her to stop buying so many. I don't even have all his treat places are filled up. But that is one of the ways that I met and true friendship. Did I read this? It's not as much as our friends help that helps us. It's the confident knowledge that they will be there to help us. That's going to what Miss Shirley says. If you leave your garden to someone, is it going to be somebody that's not going to water it? That's not going to do what they agreed to do? There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. You guys don't come here because you don't have anything else to do. You come here because you love your dear old Auntie Ellen, and I'm interesting. And I have been gardening, quilting, cooking from scratch, all the other things since before you guys were born. I've been doing it for over 70 years. I have been gardening. Auntie Joanne will tell you I was the one with the dirty nails. Yankee sister, I came in from shopping with my helper, and I went to our hiding place. When I saw all those plants, I said, I'm not going in the building. I'm planting those right now. So my helper came inside, got some gloves for me. The disposable gloves. Well, when she came back, I had already started digging in the ground with my bare hands. My bare hands is something about touching the soil. I started planting things. I have a special pepper garden with all these different peppers in it. And it says, what are friends for if not to help you when you fall? It's a Swedish proverb, and it says, and then there's a place I can fill out that says, I can always count on you to what? Every holiday, she has a gift. She goes to the store, she just leaves things on my door, on my handle, or she'll call me and say, she knows I love popsicles. I stopped eating ice cream a few years ago because the dairy products really exacerbate my asthma and other respiratory problems. Or she'll buy other things that I like the liver. Like she bought a steak. My mother loves to go to uh, back what is it, Outback Steakhouse, and the family goes like for special occasions. There's a steakhouse near where she lives, my mom, and we just had a birthday there. And the steak that she bought from BJ's was a New York strip steak. It must have been this big and about 3/4 of an inch thick. I said, oh goodness, this is much too much meat for one person to eat. So I seasoned it without salt, cut it in half, and I put it in a bag separated. And when I cook it, I will take the other half and give it to my mom. So I just want to show you the rest of this little book that cost this whole gift that I'm going to give her for her birthday when we go out to eat next week is less than $3. and some love and some time. And it says, a friend loveth at all times. I love her. I don't always like her. We fall out sometimes. We say bad words to each other sometimes, but it doesn't mean we don't love each other. It's like sometimes you just get enough of each other. And I will call her in the mornings, right? And the morning after we have a little cat fight, and I'll say, Joan, oops, I didn't mean to say her name, but I didn't say her whole name. And she goes, what? I'm like, don't say what to me. That's rude. So, yes. So she said, she'll say yes. I said, I'm sorry we had a fight. She said, I am too. I said, you know what else? I'm sorry you made me say bad words to you. Yeah, every once in a while a bad word will slip out. Wellness for frugal mama. I see you modeling all your little clothes, looking all fine. Looking all fine and exercising. So you guys don't forget to put GQUAT, I mean exclamation mark GQUAT to drop your link. So it says true friends like ivy in the wall both stand together and together fall. If you ever seen ivy on some of those old houses, especially in Europe, the ivy like goes into the little like root things go into the wall. When they try to take it out, the bricks come loose. Comments. Bad words. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A few little bombs fall out of these lips that I kiss my mom. Oh, speaking of mom, mommy had this cute lipstick on. It looks different on me, a different color, but it was bright red, so I put it on for the summer. My helper says that my dark lipstick makes me look old. No, I look old because I am old. That is what's truly up. I am Erica Taylor. Thanks for coming and welcome. I'm appreciative of each one of you. And this is the way I feel about most of you. This book, if I had enough of them, could go out to everybody. Some. Thank you for coming. 146. Not the bad words. Yeah, every once in a while, these lips that I kiss my mom with and my family, accidentally, oops, it's round around the mulberry bush. The monkey chased the weasel. The monkey stopped to pick up his hat or something. Pop goes the weasel. So, the next page, this is a short book. Nothing but heaven itself is better than a friend who is really a friend. I can't read who says that. Okay. Then fate chooses your relations. You choose your friends. Like your relations, your family, you pick your friends, not your family. You and I, we picked each other and we're faithful to each other. I go to all your channels. I and there's so many channels, so many when the shorts come up and you give the thumbs up, but you can't always get back to and find it take you more time to find the ones that you didn't leave a comment to. So sometimes I don't get to the comments. I always give to the thumbs up. Ways you make me smile. And this is the way she makes me smile. Mushy spaghetti. Should I put that at the top or what? No, she always, when I don't say her turn, when she decides to cook, and it's always on a Sunday, and she brings it down early. By noon, dinner is ready. Holidays, the same thing. She's alone though. She doesn't have any family here. I said she's Jewish. She had one brother who passed, one brother in California. The family's not close. In fact, if something happens to her, our days on earth are numbered. I have the extra key to her apartment. I have the information for her cremation ceremony. She asked me if I want anything in her apartment. I don't need or want anything in her apartment. She has one other friend that she said I can let in, but she wants to me to let her brother, who was her next of kin, to know if something happens, which I will. The language of friendship is not words but meanings. Yes. Okay. A couple more pages. And then we're going over to the sewing machine so you can see what I'm going to make her. And it says, friendship is love with understanding. Yep. Understanding that people are different. People do not agree. We agree to disagree. And say, okay, we disagree on that. And let's go forward. Go find your little friends that agree with you on that. You and I don't see eye to eye on that one. And I'm very succinct, that to the point. I don't mind letting you know. Oh, funny story. When my mother and when I took out this crochet for my mom, which is right here, and this, she had the needle inside that probably dropped in my cart. And so she always gets cold. She had this beautiful thread and a big needle inside. It was an L needle. And I just said, Mommy, you mind if I start doing something? So I started and I made it 30 stitches across. What I'm going to do is make a little shawl to go around her neck and connect it in a way that it doesn't fall off. She doesn't have to worry about holding it together or a button or anything. So she said, make it 30 stitches. So I said, Mom, you must have been reading my mind. I said, I made the 30 stitches plus the turn stitch. She looked at me, she says, and our deacon from our church was there. And she goes, Mommy looks at me, she goes, she doesn't have any cut cards, my mom. She gonna tell you the truth, as the truth is no buttering up, no putting sugar and milk on it. It's just straight truth. She looks at me, she says, anybody can read your mind. They can't read my real mind, but the mind that I'm dealing with day to day, you can look at me with a mask on, you know, if I'm smiling, you know, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So you already know what's up. And that's just me. I'm transparent to a point. To a point. Our friends increase the quality of our lives. Their presence causes our days to be filled with meaning. Do you know how sweet it was to open up the space, the hiding space, and see what Yankee Sister left me, a surprise, and how much of it was, and how diverse the gift was? That was so sweet. One of the best times we've shared together. And I'm going to put that in here for my friend upstairs. I wish, well, this Dollar Tree didn't have any more of these books. These were back where the kids' sections are and the puzzles. And I bought some to give away at different times, to give away on the channel with other little gifts I make. Oh, and by the way, I will be giving away monthly to people in the chat that, or somebody that leaves a comment. I have to decide how to do that, of a fabric postcard. Why? Because the fabric postcards are 4 inches by 6 inches, and you can go to the same Dollar Tree and get a little frame and frame it and have a piece of signed art from Auntie Ellen from some of my scraps and fabrics. Friendship makes prosperity more shining and lessens adversity by dividing and sharing it. So she's retired. She lives on a fixed income. We live on different incomes, but we always find a way to share something. Friendship is the shadow of the evening, which increases with the setting sun of life. As you age, you find out there are things you can't do. There are boxes you can't pick up. Amazon came on Monday, and the lady called me on the phone, and but she didn't understand, her hands were full, that I can't buzz her in on my phone when the phone line is busy talking to her. She has to go to the wall unit and push a code, and then I can let her in, right? So I took my cane, I walked downstairs, and the box was clearly marked heavy. Like when I'm on the airplane, it's marked heavy. It means it's above the limit. And so I went downstairs and met her, and she came in. She says, Miss, you couldn't pick up this box anyway. Inside that box were a case of carnation milk. So like 12 of the big containers, a 64 ounce of olive oil, a a whole case of sardines. My mom likes sardines, and my helper actually makes a salad like she made. It's on my Facebook page on Monday. It was zucchini from her daughter's garden with chopped kale, a red onion that I had in the fridge. She sauteed that. Then she cut some of the kale up with fresh radish, carrots, a little more red onion, and that's what we had for lunch. And she doesn't use store salad dressings. She uses lemon, fresh lemon, and a little bit of the grating. Okay, let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. That's what I like about the garden. And I always sing this song. I come to the garden alone. No, it's not Lady Cheryl's song. I was singing that song in the choir when Lady Cheryl was born, and we both laugh about it. Where the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ears, the sound of God discloses, and he walks with me and he talks with me. That's one of the things Yankee's sister and I have in common. Also, my sister Joanne Stevens, we all sang in the choir in church growing up, always in the choir, and junior usher board, and whatever. We were in church all day, all day, all day. Made for Mrs. Pankey. So yes, that'll be for mommy, and it's thick and it's warm, and she will put it on her shoulders, even in the summertime. So one more page, I think, or two more about friendship. Mind you, this is $1.25 book. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow and ripening fruit. How many of you have had a blueberry on the bush that you waited to ripen? A cherry, a tomato. Oh, I didn't mean to say a cherry, a tomato. We had a cherry tomato on the bush in Arizona in Auntie Joanne's house. I kept watering it and watering it, and it was 108 degrees, 106. Now it's 115 every day. And there was this one little cherry tomato at the top of the bush, and I brought it inside, and I wanted it was blushing. I wanted it to finish ripening inside so that my sister could have it. I thought it was so sweet. The greatest good you can do for another is not just share your riches, but to reveal to him his own. Amen. Amen. True friendship is like sound health. The value of it is seldom known until it is lost. One quality I value in you is, and there's a list of things to fill out. Might not be a whole list, depending on the person you're friends with. But for her, I've been in this building 7 years. She's been here about 5, and her friendship has been every day that she's been here. You are the kind of friend who would overlook my broken fence to admire my flowers. She would. My fences in my garden, they're not real fences, but they're falling down in some places. Moments my heart knows are those in which its pouring forth is affections for a few esteemed characters. You, within the sound of my voice, are my esteemed characters, family, subscribers. Why? Good friends become family, and family is everything. Oh, that was by Thomas Jefferson. Okay, no comment, no comment about his practices in his own life, but we appreciate him being, I believe, our third president. Is no wilderness like a life without friends. Friendship multiplies blessings and minimizes misfortune. The next page says it is a unique remedy against adversity and it soothes the soul. Let me tell you what one of the people who works in this building told my friend, she went up to her one day and said, "Oh, you know what? Nobody likes you here. Nobody here likes you." What a cruel thing to say. It's not true. It's not true, number one. But why would you say that to somebody? Why would you say that as an employee of the building that we all pay rent to live in? Okay. Why? Because this is me personally, I have a senior handicapped apartment. She just has a senior apartment. I couldn't take care of that 4 acres with 4 buildings, all those animals, ducks, chickens, goats, 160, 70 pound Connie Corsos. I can't do it anymore. I can't take care of my own self anymore. I can't even lift things like I told you, the heavy things the Amazon lady had in the cart and she brought up all at one time. I took them out of the cart one package at a time. And there was something else in there, a few more things. So I always promise to, and this is what I promise her, and I promise to always tell her the truth, And like I said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I tell her about she has a quick temper and a quick mouth. Sometimes her quick temper makes mine do things they shouldn't do, at which I have to learn to count to 10. And I go to therapy. I have counseling every Tuesday, 12 noon, 12 noon for the last 10 years, counseling. And we talk about things. And I've learned to let it go, just like another love TKO. Okay. Friendship is seen through the heart, not through the eyes. I really think these are my last 2 pages. Okay, 3. My friends are my estate by Emily Dickinson. You guys are my friends, true friends. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. This is the Bible, John, the 13th chapter, 34th verse. Many of you have spiritual channels like Yankee Sister, like Psalm 146. Her call name is something out of the Bible. Many a friendship, long loyal and self sacrificing, rests on no thicker than a foundation of a kind word. You know what? Saying good morning. I was in a doctor's office the other day. No, I was getting blood work. And there were people standing around, and you go in and there's some people. How many of you, put a 1 in the chat, if you walk into a room the people are already seated in, whether it's a meeting or church or synagogue or whatever, how many of you make eye contact and say good morning? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Lately, it's like I have to remember and make myself, if I make contact with somebody, usually most people are on their phones or reading a book or something. You go to a place or crocheting like me. But how many of you say hello? Good morning. You don't know, that might be somebody who lost a loved one that day, somebody who got a critical diagnosis of something that's mortally wrong with them. It wouldn't kill you to say hello. I tell her that. She'll say she doesn't get along with a lot of people in the building. And I'll say, well, Joan, we all have to live here together. It will not kill you to say hello. That might be the one person that saw you fall on the ground or fall in the parking lot. She has taken a tumble in the parking lot, and somebody was able to get a couple of people to help her to get to her feet. You can't hurt yourself. You're back picking someone else up. Friendship is precious, not only in the shade, but in the sunshine of life. Okay. Now, this really is the last page. Your friendship blesses me in our days of joy and laughter, and in times of trouble and sadness. You dive headfirst into my heart. Thank you for being my friend. I appreciate each and every one of you. Ego Wamote, I love you. And let's go over and make a quick little gift for my dear friend. And let's try something else. I think I can put a camera on by the sewing machine. I'm going to try. Odom, thank you for coming and welcome. He says he's listening and working. Hello, 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 hello. We are glad to meet you. We are glad to greet you. Yuck, Joanne, too hot. Oh my gosh, 119, 120. My sister's garden is burning up. But you know what? I'm happy that we haven't started, because when I get back next year, it's just going to be decomposing and composting. There's so much raw compost inside each of the grow bags. We saved the eggshells, we ground them up. Some we didn't. They're going to decompose slowly. Food scraps, we put them under the soil in the grow bags. So we're out there. Sissy, you know what we're going to do next week, Joanne Stevens? I had some containers that I put in my container garden, I want to say 3 years ago, and I put some raw eggs in the bottom, about two of them. My sister says that, I don't know, I guess they would be boiled in Arizona, but they could break down. I just wanted to show you, this goes so fast. I bring it every day. It's just a quick little shell stitch with 30 stitches. And some of the mommy had some chunky yarn at the rehab. I usually pull mine out from the inside. I don't think she was able to, or whoever started remembered. So it's just unraveling from the outside. That is okay, you guys. So let's go make a quick gift for my friend to give her next week when we go out. You guys, my legs are getting stronger. Did you see how quickly I was able to pop up slowly? I hope I'm not spitting you up. So let me put this over. I will move this ruler and this ruler. And let's do one thing first. So, a fat quarter is a quarter of a yard of fabric. A yard of fabric is usually in America 42 to 44 inches wide and 36 inches 36 inches long. So if you get a yard of fabric, and my arm doesn't go out, you used to be able to measure, oh no, this is 60 inches. Okay, so 36 inches is here. And the Native American way of measuring is this way. You put it to your nose and you extend your arm, and you have 1 yard of fabric. So you take a yard of fabric to get a fat quarter of a yard, and you fold it in half. So you then have 36 inches divided by 2 is 18 inches. So then that 18 inches you fold inside the long way in the middle, or it's already folded, and you cut it down the crease, and you should get 4 pieces that are 18 by 22. So this was a fat quarter that I found when I was with my helper at Walmart looking for cornmeal to make cornbread. And my friend contributes to all of the animal charities. She's got all this animal stuff on the door. I met her through Mr. Hershey. So I thought this would be cute. I have already partially sewn it. I've sewn around the edges and did a flip and sew. I hand sewed the opening. But what I wanted to show you is that we are going to just do a little bit of machine quilting, and I make this big. Let me see if that's the biggest. Just trying stuff. You know, I'm not afraid to try stuff, especially if I see it first. Okay, so that's. Ah! I did it! I did it! But can I still see the chat? Okay, so I did make it bigger. Okay, so you guys, we are trying things. 77 years old and trying things. Hello, So Terry. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. So Terry is one of our friends, family subscribers who sews, and she likes vintage sewing machines. She just bought a miniature quilting machine from the Grace Company. I bought one too. It still isn't set up. But what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to get some help. I have a helper, but we were busy gardening this week. So I'm going to turn this on. Okay. Where is. Oh, I have to do at the top. The iPad is in a case, just so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, up here. I know I charged this thing. Maybe not. Huh. So I guess it should be powering on. I know, at least I thought I know that I charged it. I'll just hold. Sometimes the cell phone does it. Well, it didn't work, but I guess it's not charged. But I will show you what I'm going to do. When you are machine quilting, you start in the middle. So this is just the front. The back is unbleached muslin. This is something going to be a small table runner. She has a formal dining room set up in her apartment that I believe was her mother's. It's so touching. She has given me many of the flatware and things that were her mother's, some of her mother's jewelry. Oh, she's the only female in the family. And I don't know if you know that in Judaism, the line of heritage goes from the mother to the children, the mother to the children. And she doesn't have any children. She knows that I have a lot of family and that anything that I have that they want, I can pass it to them. There are 6 living generations, you guys. I'm sitting here looking at the books. You couldn't see the books in back of me when I was sitting there because I have quilts and a green screen that I'm using for a design wall. But I have a lot of books about black autobiographies of black people. And why? Because it wasn't taught in school. And the way things are going now, that it may not be taught in schools again. And you get to the part where the stuff you can't trust on the internet to be true, people can post anything. So I have a small library of books as well as a library of advanced books in business management. I'm a retired management consultant, and that's what I used to do. I used to work for big companies, and my expertise was in business law and economics. So I graduated from being a senior corporate paralegal to consulting, and the big firms that didn't want to pay somebody 85, 90, 100,000 a year could hire a consultant for a week or two at a time. So I didn't work every week, but I worked a week here and there, whatever, and I earned a good living. Okay, so hey, Mr. Bammett, thank you for coming. Odom's Homestead, he says he loves history. Thank you. I try to share my history with you guys. Why? Because nobody nobody's telling each other the good, like I was saying, like with my friend, it's not all good. I mean, we go through some things, just like a marriage that's lasted a long time, any friendship that's lasted a long time. There are good times, there are bad times, there are happy times, there are sad times. You cry together and you move on. You move on. So, okay, I guess I'm sharing my link to go in. I'm just trying things. It says new to streaming. I guess I put that there or not. Okay, so let's sew this. This all we're going to do is put enough stitching in here to hold this together. So what I'm going to do is go in and outline a couple of the dogs, then go around the edges instead of just making like an X or a line or a squirrel or E's and L's, some of the quilting terms that we learn. What we're doing is stitching the three layers together. What is a quilt? A mini quilt. This table runner is actually a mini quilt, and it's a top, cotton batting, and the backing. This one actually has black cotton batting because I had some out. I wanted to use up the end of it, and I didn't want the white to show through on the back. So I was going to do something else, and I have black thread in the bobbin. It'll take a nanosecond to change this. Odom is in Tennessee. I remember when my second husband and I bought 8 acres of land in West Virginia. It was at the top of a mountain. So you could only go there, like get up there in the summertime. And at that time, we thought it was like strange. There were people who were living in school buses. I mean, they had like wood stoves in there. You could see the smoke coming out of the chimney. And now you find people voluntarily living in RVs, there's somebody living in the park next door where I take Hershey. It makes me feel weird to go out in the morning. I don't go over there. I don't know how many people are in the camper. Are they kidnappers? Are they, what do you call it? People who take people and kidnap them forever and ever and take them to strange places? And what's going on? So I don't go over there alone. And I do have a security alert where help me, I've fallen and I can't get up type of thing. And I wear it. Today I accidentally activated it twice. What I'm doing is just putting a white bobbin down the thread. I don't know why this black thread is still here. This sewing machine that I'm getting ready to use is just a Singer heavy duty sewing machine. I bought it a little over a year ago to sew all these denim projects I'm working on, and I didn't want to tear up some of my other machines. Oh, before when I'm changing or putting a new bobbin in, what I like to do, and I'll pull it closer again, is hold the top thread, rotate, use your hand wheel, pull the bottom thread up. I love this little handmade. It's felted wool pin cushion. One of my friends made years ago. I bought it, but it sits flat when I put it on something. So then I take both strands. I pull the loop up, the bottom loop up, which was the bobbin. I take both strands, put it in the back. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. When I was legally blind, I don't know why they do this. On the sewing machine, the bottom plate is plastic. When I was legally blind, I would put this down, whether it's on gray or black. I could never find this thing. And they only give you one. They give you all this other stuff. And I've never had to order one. I've had this one a year and a half. I have one machine sitting on the floor, a Singer 338 that I've had since 1966 that our parents gave us for a graduation present. And of course, I cleaned everything off before I started. I'm looking for a piece of scrap fabric to do a test on. It's whenever you don't do a test that it always messes up. I have the stitch regulator on 3. I'm going to bring you guys closer in just a minute. I'm going to bring you guys closer. I have the stitch length set on 3 millimeters. I realized I just repeated that, and I'm just sewing straight to make sure that it's not tangled. So what I'm going to do is just arbitrarily pick some of these dogs and sew around it. I'm just using a regular presser foot, not a walking foot, not any of my fancy embroidery feet, none of that. And I'm just going to pick a couple of things to go around just to hold down the center. So I like this little German Shepherd here. Come closer. Come closer. Okay, so now I think I'll start on his side over here. No, maybe on this Welsh Corgi over here. I love dogs. I have a book about all the different denominations for the kids. Couple stitches back. Okay, so we're just going forward. With these big old ears. And I'm just turning. I'm not going down into all the little stuff. Just holding this together. And when you're doing a quilt, you actually roll the ends up when it's going under the machine. And that does make it easier. And we're just going around, and around, just to hold it together. Because it's cuter than, maybe I'll go around this big dog. I didn't see him. I hadn't planned on it. I'm just picking some stuff to do. Go down by this golden retriever. You know, something happened to my sister Joanne Stevens. She had a beautiful golden retriever when she lived in California, and the dog ended up getting stolen. Well, the dog was microchipped. I forget. Sissy, put in the chat the name of your dog, the golden retriever that got stolen. They found this dog like a year and a half later, and it had been given to one of the societies that train dogs for the blind. When I was legally blind, I could have gotten one. I could have gotten a dog. I could still get a handicapped dog if I need one. Mr. Hershey is my dog though now, and although he's blind now, I take care of him. When I was legally blind, he would let me know. He would bark if there was a stranger there. He will bark if somebody comes to the door or near the door. He doesn't bark if there's no reason at all. And he will act a fool if you try to touch me when I'm on the bed. My helper sometimes brings my lunch or something in there. So I am close to the edge, and I just decided that, will I make another loop going around? Maybe I will. So I'm just making some stitches around the faces and bodies of some of these dogs. Just holding the center of this down arbitrarily, just doing whatever I feel like it. Here's where the piece started. I will cut the thread because I've already backstitched, right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is the regular stitching. I'm going to stitch about not a quarter of an inch, maybe, let me see, what is this? eighths. Let me see, 7, 6, 5, about 5/8 of an inch, which is what you normally use in sewing clothing. But I'm going to make a big border going around here. Why? Because I want to catch the cotton batting that's underneath. Years later, this is going to be washed and washed and washed. This thing will outlast me on this earth, and I plan to be here another 25 years. I've decided I'm going to live to 101. I have decided to follow Jesus and be 101. Now, I've already hand sewn the opening on this one. So I'm going to make a couple of stitches. So my friend, she thinks I forgot her birthday. You know, she doesn't celebrate Easter. She celebrates Passover. She doesn't celebrate Christmas. She celebrates Hanukkah. But guess what? She always buys a gift for Hershey and me. And she never forgets. Never forgets. When she gets borscht for the Jewish holidays and whatnot, I usually take the beets and make us a beet and red onion salad. So, and also by sewing in a little bit, you avoid those edges that are really thick that might have 4 to 6 layers where you had the cotton doubled up, or along the edges where you had the fabric on the top or bottom. Just gifted. Hey, Sonia. How you doing? Sifting some soil. I have my crochet over there. I was crocheting today. Sorry for those of you I may have missed in the chat. I'm just sewing along. A gift for a friend. And it costs less than $3 to make because that book was $1.25. Well, but we'll say $3. This piece of fabric and the batting and the backing, we'll say under $5. And just a little bit of my time. Just a little bit of my time. And she's going to love this. When we go shopping, she has a little bag on the back of her cart. You know, like you see some of the handicapped people using a cart. A lot of elders use a cart too to carry large amounts of things without having to carry them in your hand. Especially when you're shopping bulk and you don't want to, you're far away from your car, your vehicle, or the bus. You don't have to make multiple trips. But she has a tote on the back of her cart that I made her. Sissy, the one with some of the chickens. I used to love having chickens. I do miss that. But one of my neighbors has chickens, and I'm on his route. I buy chicken eggs, fresh eggs from him, and he doesn't feed his chickens commercial meal. One of the big stores that sells organic food lets him take all the leftovers. See this little raggedy thing? This is what people use. This is what I use to start and stop. Some people use leaders and enders. I just take this after a while and cut the stray ends that may be annoying or in my way. And dun, 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 it's ready to ride again. And I thought there was something. There's just a random string. So this is the back of it. This is the front. And all I need to do now is add a label. So I stick some under this little mat here. So in case I need one at the spur of the moment, then I take my pinking shears. Most people nowadays call them zigzag shears. As my friend Mr. David Corey always reminds me, and sometimes I forget the word zigzag. I mean, pinking shears, because I'm walking and chewing bubblegum at the same time. So I have this little label. original by Pankey. Penny is my family name. And I put a little bit of glue from a glue stick just to hold it. Uh-oh, I think it fell behind there. And I noticed that this end is cut crooked. I actually see crooked when you're, or is it? Let me hold it up. I think it's just a tiny bit crooked on this edge. When you have monovision, meaning you can only see out of one eye, your depth perception is off. So I get a lot of crooked things. Did I fix it? No, I just made it worse. Okay, just a minute. Measure twice and cut once. Right, Mike? That's what they say in construction. But in construction, you can't sew it back together. That's the blessing in sewing anything. Quilting, I will show you this in a minute. So now I'm going to put it at the bottom of where the dogs are. And I'm actually going to put it in a corner that doesn't have a lot of stitching. Maybe. No, because I don't know if there's a dog under there. I was going to put it in the middle. So you see it's already stuck with the washable glue. And yes, I use leaders and enders sometimes, so Terry, but I didn't feel like getting up to get them right now. I have a bunch of 3Zs that are 2.5-inch blocks, but I was just showing my little rag thing that I use once in a while. And I have my scrap bag over there, but I didn't pick them up because I'm trying to clean off my table so I can put my cutie up, my cutie breeze up. So I took things off of here, and next week I should be finished planting here in Connecticut 6 Bay, and I can get my cutie breeze up. And then you guys, those of you who have cuties and haven't been practicing, you can tune in and I will teach you some of the filler styles, some of the things I use on my long arm for the 10 years that I had a long arm machine at home. And I was certified to teach on the HQ frame, on the Gamma. Oh, all the Gamma ones. Those are state of the art. I didn't own them. Some of my friends that had shops, I used to teach in their shops for them because they had multiple machines and they couldn't run them all at one time. And we used to do charity quilts for our different quilt guilds and give them away. And we would use the charity quilts as practice for those taking lessons and paying for lessons. So now I was wondering what I did with these little scissors. These are my bandage in the bathroom scissors, but I took it on my trip in my little bag. So look at this, you guys. What a cute little gift. Less than $5. Instead of making an X on the back, you see where I outlined a couple of the dogs. And that's it for my friend for her birthday when we go out to lunch. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Let me try something. Control C. I don't know if this will work. Command V. So we'll see what happens. Mother, I love you. Egawamate. So you guys, in American Sign Language, this is an I. This is an L. This is a U. This is how I say I love you in American Sign Language. And just remember one thing: to have a friend, you have to be a friend, a real friend. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. So hold on 1 minute, and as soon as I find it, I don't know if I can do the outro now. Huh? How about that? Hold on and see if it will let me do the outro. Okay, let's see. Aw, man. It says no, won't let me do it, but I will do it with my words. I thank you. I appreciate you. Don't forget, people need. Okay. She said, people need. Love you, Armana. Good evening, all. Joanne Stevens. I saw Nikki said, people need something. Precious gift. Are you going to set it up so you can sit and use it? I'm going to try to stand and use it, Terry. But we'll see how that works because because I don't know, because with sitting with my vision is going to be, I'll just answer the question. Sitting, it'll be slightly on an angle because of my vision with one eye. And when I'm standing, I can kind of see the edges, but that's a thought. I don't know. This table is pretty low. It would be really cool. Some of the big quilters, when I belonged to the North Carolina Long Arm Association, I was on the board. Some of the well known quilters used to sit. I had a tractor seat that was pink. It was a special seat, but I could sit on that thing for like 8 hours, 10, 12 hours, and quilt, taking breaks. I see the number ones popping up. So, are there any other questions that I may have missed? Uh, Thank you. Thank you. So, I will be doing more quilting. Good night, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Ego amote.